Normally, I wouldn't be caught dead behind the wheel of a CyberTruck, even if you paid me. They're ugly, they're powered by electricity, which I have absolutely zero interest in, and it looked like they've been designed by a second grader, and all he had was a ruler, a pencil, and a sheet of paper. But last week, I got the opportunity of a lifetime. I got teamed up with the Peck brothers at Matt's Off-Road Games, and I got to get behind the wheel of their custom off-road CyberTruck. And I gotta say, I think I'm kind of hooked. A few years back, thanks to you guys, I connected with Matt from Matt's Off-Road Recovery, and last fall I helped him out by building a supercharged 408 cubic inch Stroker LS, which now powers the Spud Truck 6x6. And while we were out in Utah last December getting the Spud Truck running, Matt asked,
"Hey, you want to come to my off-road games?"
And so of course, I said yes. The concept of the off-road games is pretty simple. A bunch of off-roading YouTubers were tasked with building jalopy Jeeps for less than $5,000, and as long as they fit some pretty loose requirements, the jalopy Jeeps were allowed to compete for bragging rights on a series of pretty intense rock crawling trails in Sand Hollow, Utah over the course of 3 days. But the trick is they had to be driven by a non-off-roader at least one of the days, which is where I come into play. So I got teamed up with the Peck brothers, which I think was a really cool matchup because, like myself, they enjoy fabricating and building high performance and custom stuff. But instead of building street trucks like I normally do, they work on off-road machines. Like they got a really cool twin turbo LS swapped Jeep. They've got a LS swapped and turbocharged mini wrecker, which we do get to see in action a little bit later on. But for the off-road games, they built what I kind of nicknamed the CyberJeep. It started out life as a run-of-the-mill XJ Cherokee with some basic suspension modifications already in place, but to fit the requirements of competition, the Peck brothers needed to cut the roof off, but they didn't just stop there. They also added a very unique roll cage and armor package to build the CyberJeep, and all I had to do was meet them in southern Utah. So after a 700-mile drive up and over the Rocky Mountains and through a blizzard with near zero visibility, we finally made it to Sand Hollow to meet up with the Peck brothers for day one of the off-road games.
They should be here any second. So this will be my first time driving a CyberJeep, and I know everyone says this is not a race, you're not supposed to go fast. I'm just gonna stand on the throttle and see what happens. So good luck to everybody else is what I have to say.
And after seeing the CyberJeep in person for the first time, I was ready to hop behind the wheel and tackle Nasty Half, which is a trail that's rated a 9 for difficulty. Now, I'm always a bit nervous hopping behind the wheel of someone else's project because we had 3 full days of competition ahead of us, and I didn't want to break it on the first day, but the CyberJeep did amazing. A few of the obstacles did take 1 or 2 attempts, but we made it through the trail without sustaining any major damage, which is a win in my book.
Alright, now I know I say this every time that we come out and do some sort of an off-road event, but I really got to build some kind of off-road vehicle. Like, this is a blast. I love building drag trucks. I love doing autocross and stuff like that. But this is just so much fun. So, I got to build a rig of my own someday. That's all I know.
First leg, hard left at the top, walk it right over.
All right, so I like to think I'm pretty calm and cool and collected and all that good stuff, but we just went down a side hill. That was a little bit sketch, I'm not gonna lie, because when you're leaning with the driver's side downhill, you see some big massive rocks and you feel like you're about to tip. That'll get your blood pumping, but we made it through no problem. I like it. Day 2 of the off-road games. I think we're doing almost the same trail that we did yesterday, except the only difference is today we have no shocks on the Jeep, so it's going to be really really bouncy, possibly a little bit harder to control, but maybe a little bit more exciting. So, day 2 off-road games, let's do it.
On the second day of competition, we were told we needed to compete with the shocks removed for a little bit of an extra challenge, and the extra bounce definitely made things interesting as the Jeep was crawling up the rocks. But with the Peck brothers behind the wheel, it was obvious they weren't scared of scratching the paint, and they put on a heck of a show for the crowd. The third day of competition was kicked off in spectacular fashion with a CyberJeep flying through the air, and it also involved some figure 8 racing in the arena with the remaining jalopy Jeeps and some of the off-road records. At the end of the 3 days, our team actually wound up winning the entire jalopy Jeep competition, although full credit definitely goes to the Peck brothers for building and bringing the CyberJeep. And I just kind of felt like that kid in the group project at school who didn't really contribute much, but somehow wound up getting the same grades as the smart kids. Now, in all honesty, I had a blast down at the off-road games, and I was honored to have been invited just to be down there. And I was surprised that I actually enjoyed some time behind the wheel of a CyberTruck / CyberJeep. So it was a blast. I owe a huge thanks to the Peck brothers also. So go check out their content if you like high performance and fun off-roading. And every time I go down to Sand Hollow or go off-roading anywhere, I always tell myself, I'm gonna build an off-roader. I'm gonna build something that's fast and powerful and loud and fun. It can jump and rock crawl and do all this crazy stuff. But obviously we have some projects that we need to get through first, and behind me is one of those projects. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what to expect next, because we have a lot to do in not a lot of time. So this is the 2nd Gen Cyclone. It's got an LS swap. It's full-time all-wheel drive, 3-link suspension, blah, blah, blah. We can find the details on this, or you can find the details on my channel. But right now, it's naturally aspirated, and in exactly a month from the day that I'm filming this, we have to be down in Las Vegas at LS Fest West, where the 2nd Gen Cyclone is going to be competing in the Grand Champion truck class, where there's several different events, kind of like the off-road games. We're doing drag racing, we're doing a speed stop challenge, and we're doing autocross, and I think last time we did a little bit of road course stuff too. So we're doing a lot of different events, but we need to make this truck faster. So just a few days ago, I placed an order for a really big supercharger, and we're gonna be installing that next. And we have a few benchmarks that I want to meet and or exceed. And the benchmarks were set by the COPO truck, which I built and took to LS Fest a couple of years ago. So here's what we wanna do. Let me know if you think we can happen. 1, I wanna run faster than a 12.1 in the quarter mile. 2, I want to make more than 530 horsepower at the wheels. 3, I want to go faster than 4.01 or change seconds to 60 miles an hour. And I want to weigh less than the COPO truck, which we already know because we weighed it, we scaled it. But anyway, not a lot of time to make that happen. So tune in next time to see if the 2nd Gen Cyclone is going to make it to LS Fest.